The state of balance in For Honor is constantly changing. There was a point in time when the Warden was one of the strongest characters in the game. Now, not so much. But I still enjoy playing him, so today we're going to watch a best of 3 set of duels from his perspective. We're going to be fighting against a Berserker. Let's do this. To start things off, if I'm being totally honest, I think that the tales of the Warden's weakness have been greatly exaggerated. He feels like an incredibly powerful character. He's a bit of a shell of his former self. He was much stronger in previous seasons. He's been nerfed significantly, but he has a lot of potential, and that's what I enjoy about him the most. Now, we have the Berserker out of stamina. This is a big opportunity for us to capitalize on, but we're not making much headway. We scored a light attack, I believe, but not going to get any big damage by scoring a guard break into a knockdown. The backdash from the assassins is something difficult for a lot of characters to deal with, and at this point, we may as well hang it up, but we're still trying to make a comeback here. Landed a parry on the final hit of the zone attack, but we do not get a top heavy off of that. I believe it counts as a heavy parry. So, not doing a great job of showing off that the Warden's a strong character from that performance, but, you know, maybe there are better things to come in the second round. Now, one thing that's going to make or break us in this is figuring out the patterns of the Berserker and playing mind games of our own. The Warden's shoulder bash, although it is completely reactable, as you see here, we're feinting it a lot, and that is setting up a mind game for us. And if we play it correctly, we'll be able to catch them. Landing a top heavy for a massive amount of damage. The Warden does not need to worry about fancy combos when he can chop your damn health bar nearly in half with a single top heavy. We do have a slight health advantage. Hopefully we can keep that going forward. Throwing out a top light is going to get parried. The big punish from the Berserker going to completely erase that. But a missed guard break going to lead into a shoulder bash. Didn't get much out of it though. We canceled the second one into a guard break. The dodge attack mitigated it completely. Second time in a row, we're not going to get any damage really out of the out-of-stamina state of the Berserker. It's very unfortunate for us. Feinted our heavy attack just in time to parry the top heavy unblockable. And the hyper armor from the forward dashing heavy attack. Going to go straight through our top light and put us down. So the Berserker's going to be on match point here. We've got a long way to go if we want to make a comeback. But on the bright side, we are doing a set of 3, so we do have more attempts at this. A lot more attempts, rather, to show that we still got it. All right, the old dog, he may not have any new tricks, but his old tricks are still pretty damn good. Starting off the round with a guard break, getting the health advantage early. That's always a good thing to do. Zone attacks are starting to come out. I always consider that a bit of a desperation move for me. I like to keep it as a secret weapon for when I really need to land some damage. It's a bit unpredictable, despite the fact that it's a 500 millisecond attack. There's a lot of those in the game. We do have the Berserker out of stamina now. This is where we can make a comeback. This is where we can get a big burst of damage. Your Berserker backstepping a lot. We caught him with a guard break from that canceled shoulder bash, but didn't go for the knockdown. Maybe the tension of the situation got the better of us. It's a bit unfortunate. We didn't capitalize on that too much, but a crushing counter strike is going to give us the win for round number 3. I always think one of the most disappointing things in For Honor is when you land a situation where you could get a huge punishment and you mess it up. And we saw that there when we got that guard break while he was out of stamina and did not go for the throw. It's very sad. In any case, let's get back into the action. Berserker starting off with the forward dash light after a feinted heavy attack from the side. We're making a lot of parry attempts here, and that's definitely hurting us. Sometimes it's better to just block. We tried to parry that top heavy unblockable, saw that it was feinted and feinted ourselves, but if we let it go, that would have actually connected with the Berserker's feint into guard break. Landed the shoulder bash, canceled into guard break, not getting the max punish. I'll give you a little fun fact. At the time of this recording, I did not know the correct procedure to land the Warden's maximum out of stamina punish, so I'm going to mess that up a lot. Spoiler alert. Going for the fully charged shoulder bash. That was way too far out of range. The Berserker gonna guard break us as we fly towards them at maximum velocity and finish us with a heavy attack. So the first match is gonna go to the Berserker. We've got to get a win if we want to stay in this fight and make it an exciting set of 3. So let's see how it plays out, man. Let's see what we can do. Before we get too deep into the next round, the biggest struggle for the Warden, in my opinion, is the fact that his shoulder bash feinted into a guard break mix-up does not work very well at all on characters with dodge attacks. You can pretty much negate it 100% of the time by using a dodge attack. So against the Berserker, that's not really something we can go for unless we're trying to set up some crazy elaborate mind games. Now that dodge attack from neutral got parried. We landed a top heavy. We're off to a great start, but the Berserker does a lot of damage very quickly. So this health lead that we have could change in an instant. We throw out a top light attack and that gets parried. Another one of the Warden's weaknesses, the fact that his fastest attack comes from the top. You can keep your guard situated there, or you can anticipate that very frequently and get a lot of damage on him. Now we did get something nice from that out of stamina state, but we didn't throw to the ground. But not gonna matter. We finished off with a boink on the top of the head with our top light. So look, man, I get it. I'm not the greatest Warden player ever, alright? I don't play him nearly as much as I would like to. He's kind of my guilty pleasure. He's one of my favorite characters in the game. I have him at Reputation 4 now, but I don't play him enough to really feel like I know all the secrets to him. So I make a lot of mistakes in his gameplay. So I rely a lot on fundamentals. And also, letting those top heavy attacks fly definitely gets me a big advantage from time to time. And so does feinting that shoulder bash. We're creating a mind game for the Berserker to deal with. Is the shoulder bash going to come out? Is it going to get canceled into a guard break? Or is it just going to be nothing at all? You never really know against a Warden that is mixing it up properly. And that time we baited out a dodge attack and punished it accordingly. Unfortunately, though, it doesn't look like our labor is going to yield any fruit. The zone attack, followed by a light attack on the opposite side, is going to put us down. Our reactions were not fast enough to deal with that. It's very unfortunate. And that right there is where the Berserker gets a lot of its strength from. It's a very quick character, so if you don't have good reaction times, if you're not used to blocking the fastest attacks in the game and beyond, then you're not going to get anywhere. The Berserker deflecting our heavy attack, not going to attempt to make the punish any stronger. They could have tried to throw us against the wall for a top heavy, but the side was good enough. Sometimes it's better to just get the easiest guarantee than going for something fancy. We did have the out of stamina pressure there, but we weren't able to apply it. Our shoulder bash startup got caught with the out of stamina guard break. We're in the danger zone. Anything that comes out will destroy us. We got to be very careful about how we play this. We got to mix in the mind games. We landed a fully charged shoulder bash, but it looks like it grazed him on the end of his dodge there. It's very unfortunate. That would have been a big comeback for us. And just as we're throwing out a top heavy, I believe we feinted it in there and tried to block the zone attack, but we weren't quick enough, and that put us down. We're in a tough position. Our opponent has match point again, so we've got to climb up 2 wins in a row to walk away with the second match victory. Starting off with a top heavy feinted, going straight into the shoulder bash. That's a pattern I don't believe we've seen at all, so we're trying to change up the way we fight, despite the fact that we have a very limited moveset, and that's what you got to do as the Warden. There's not too much you can do baiting out a dodge attack again by feinting the shoulder bash. That is definitely one of our biggest assets here, but unfortunately, against a very skilled player, that might not work forever. We see the Berserker did not fall for the heavy feint into the shoulder bash a second time. Got the Berserker in the last sliver of health. That's one more heavy attack, or maybe even a double light. Going for the zone, we parried the final hit for the knockdown. Top heavy gonna chop him in half, well, chop her in half. Well, I don't know if it's a guy playing, but it's a female Berserker, so. Anyway, before we move on to the next round, that heavy feint into the shoulder bash. One thing that I always advocate in For Honor, keep doing the same thing until it stops working. And our heavy feint into shoulder bash worked the first time, did not work the second time. We're going to have to change up our pattern if we want to find success in the future rounds. Now this right here is a make or break moment for us. We've got to put up or shut up. Starting off with a feinted shoulder bash, no response from the Berserker, letting the top heavy rip. That was a trade in our favor. The Warden's top heavy does more damage than the Berserker's top heavy unblockable. To make matters worse, the Warden has a higher base HP than the Berserker, so no matter what, we're at an advantage there. Going for the fully charged shoulder bash after a top light. It did connect, but our input was a bit off. Going for the same thing again this time. The top heavy is going to connect. We've got this one in the bag. Pretty much a single hit will wrap it up for us. We don't need anything fancy. Just a little boink on the head or maybe a zone attack. We walked away with the win. This time around was a much better showing of the capabilities of the Warden. We manipulated the very, very basic skill set of the character in a slightly different way every round, and it was enough to keep the Berserker player just off balance enough that they were getting punished by the mix-ups that we were going for. Problem is, the more you play with the same person, the more they become wise to your tricks, then it becomes more and more difficult to get your damage out, so you gotta fall back on your fundamentals. So, let's see how we do. In the final match, this one is for the whole pie. There is no pie. So, we're starting off landing a trade with the Berserker again in our favor. That's one difficult thing with that character, is that you got to be careful about your trades. If you make unfavorable ones too often, you're going to end up with a tiny sliver of health remaining. That fully charged shoulder bash going to catch him again. Right now, that's looking like the strongest tool in our arsenal, but we got to be careful not to use it too much. We want to have that thing on reserve for when we really need a finishing blow. The top heavy unblockable coming out a second time, not going to get fainted. We parried it, landed 2 top lights in a row. We got him on the last sliver of health, but we're in a very dangerous spot as well. But apparently, we thrive in the danger zone. We're going to walk away with the first round victory in the final match. Woo! Wiping a little bit of sweat off the brow there, feeling confident in myself doing the slow walk as we move to a new section of the map. Cathedral is coincidentally one of my favorite maps in the game. It has very beautiful lighting, especially in the interior parts of the map. You see it coming through the pillars in a very beautiful way, but let's not focus on the beautiful lighting, let's focus on the beautiful action. Being a little bit too liberal about using the top light for damage. It's quick, but again, it's the Warden's fastest attack, and we clearly like to go for it a lot. So the Berserker is very wise to that. Landing a top heavy unblockable there as we were recovering from doing a zone. That round was pretty much a throwaway. We didn't really do much there. It was a bit disappointing. But on another note, that was a textbook example of how overwhelming and how relentless the Berserker can be. If they get in a good rhythm, they will shut you down like that. It'll be very quick. You won't even know what hit you, unless you watch the replays. So moving into round number 3, we got to be a bit more careful about how we throw out the zone attack. That recovery time is long enough so that if it is a miss, they can get some big damage on us. The Berserker starting off with a jumping top heavy. We crush and counter-strike it, feint to the shoulder bash, getting the parry on the dodge attack follow-up. Normally in situations like this, I'd say you could hang it up, it's over, but the Berserker, relentless. Going for the zone attack, following up with a light attack on the opposite side. Got a little bit too aggressive there, parried, and shut down that aggression. But you see there, they were making a turnaround. If we had made just a few more mistakes, it would have been game over for us, and they would have had the lead in terms of score moving into round 4. It's a really delicate balance with both of these characters, the Warden and the Berserker. I didn't talk too much about the matchup overall. I think I'm willing to say it favors the Berserker in the sense that they can shut down the shoulder bash to guard break mix-up pretty easily with a dodge attack, but the raw damage output on some of the Warden's heavy attacks makes it a little bit interesting. It makes trading with them a bit frightening. Going for a shoulder bash, just letting it rip this time. The dodge into guard break gonna punish us severely. That's an interesting thing. You can go for a dodge attack, or if you're feeling confident in your read, go for the dodge into a guard break. You'll get a bigger punish. Now, it almost feels like we threw that one away, but we did get some nice damage out. We just made a mistake in throwing the shoulder bash out twice in a row, and it got punished 2 times in a row the exact same way. So we can't do that again, or else it's game over. We're moving into round 5. This is it. I really enjoy these sets of 3, man. It's always nice to meet someone in matchmaking who's willing to go the distance with the same character multiple times in a row. It's a lot of fun to learn the differences in playstyle, see how a person likes to adapt. Getting a very bad trade there at top light for a top heavy unblockable from the Berserker. The health advantage on the opposite side of the battlefield. Feinting a shoulder bash just in time to avoid getting hit with another top heavy unblockable going into the fully charged shoulder bash. Again, it is going to connect. That is definitely our strongest asset. We landed a guard break, going for a punish again, got the top heavy, the side heavy not going to connect. Again, our lack of knowledge is putting us at a deficit. The Berserker whiffed a guard break there, but we didn't go for the follow-up, landing a parry on the zone, but you do not get a heavy attack off that. It is a light punish. We had the win, and we fucked it up, and let's hope we get a single hit more to seal the deal. The Berserker out of stamina, rolling forward to try to catch them, swinging like a madman, and a final boink on the top of the head is going to give us the win. Woo! That was exciting. So, to wrap things up, man, the Warden, he's not the best character in the game. He's A tier, maybe B tier, probably better off in B tier, but he's incredibly powerful. He's got some of the strongest heavy attacks in the game. His crushing counter-strike, if you can find one, you're gonna destroy people. That punish followed up with the shoulder bash, which is guaranteed into the double side lights. You get a lot of damage out of that, and the mix-ups that can come from the shoulder bash will catch people off guard. I don't care how good you are at the game, you're gonna fall for it sometimes. So, with all of that said, the name of the game is For Honor. The name of the channel is iBluairJgR. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know how you feel about the Season 5 reworks, about the Warden, which character do you want reworked next, or you could just say hello. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.